Okay, so we've just passed the non-tender deadline in baseball. That was at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And in Yankee world, I'm talking about here. And Gary Sanchez has been tendered a contract, so he'll be back in 2022 unless he's traded in some type of trade for somebody. Jorge Alfaro was traded a little while ago from away from the Marlins, I think, to the Padres. The Pirates signed a catcher. Jacob Stallings was traded. So there's a lot of activity that's happening in the recent world, but it also shows you how difficult it is to find good catching. And at this point, who was the better option? I mean, Yan Gomes signed with the Cubs, which I think means Wilson Contreras is going to be traded. So there's still a scenario where they might be traded. I mean, once the National League adopts the DH, if they do, there's a chance that Sanchez will probably be traded. But the Yankees are going to have a catcher in line. This is what I keep saying, like. That's why the Yankees need to draft catchers in the first 5 rounds every single year, or rounds 1 through 5 one year, rounds 6 through 10 the following year. But they need a catcher every single year. They need a more robust pipeline of catchers. They need to draft international prospect catchers. That's where Gary Sanchez was drafted internationally. So he didn't go to Vanderbilt or anything like that. So this is why the Yankees are very, very thin, right? In the catching, and it's really, really hard to find good catching out there. And Sean Murphy is clearly, most likely not available. We don't know what's going to happen with Wilson Contreras yet, but it's pretty obvious that we have, somewhat of a shortage of catchers available. And the Yankees clearly felt that the guys that were out there were not better than Sanchez. Now, I disagree with some of that, but what are you going to do? In additional Yankee news. Oh, by the way, we have one more day left until the CBA is over at 11:59 tomorrow night. So if you want to be fed in on the rest of the breaking news, make sure you hit the subscribe button now and the notifications so that you know what's going on if you haven't done so yet. My regulars, you're the best. I appreciate all yous. In other Yankee-related type news, Clint Frazier signed a 1-year deal with the Chicago Cubs, and the Baltimore Orioles are signing Rougned Odor to a major league contract as well. And it looks like the Yankees have tendered contracts to pretty much everybody else, Lucas Licky and the rest of them, and but Sanchez was the one that I think a lot of folks were most curious about, because a lot of folks clearly want him to be, want him to move on and want him to be replaced with another catcher. I guess they had opportunities, but they didn't do it. So, and as frustrated as we are with the Yankees' lack of action, keep this in mind. The Red Sox haven't done anything. The Dodgers haven't done anything. The Giants haven't done anything as well, aside from bringing back a few of their existing guys. But the big teams haven't done anything yet. So, and that's, and as well as like 85% or 80 to 85% of the rest of the teams haven't done anything yet. So it's not only the Yankees who are inactive, and a lot of the contracts are really exorbitant. So, and I guess that's the market. But so, there's still guys available. Carlos Correa is available. Trevor Story is available. There's an outside chance they might sign before this lockout. That's very likely to happen now. And but that's going to be difficult to get them signed and pass a physical within the same day. It'll be really, really hard to do. So there might be some action tonight. We don't know yet. If there is, I'll be putting it out for you. And but let's keep in mind, it's the way the market is now. Guys are making ridiculous contracts, and it limits the market for a lot of teams. But the most active teams have been the Marlins and the Texas Rangers, and who else? Who else has been super active? The Pirates have been pretty active. And, Texas has been most active, and the Mets, obviously. So the Mets have been super duper active. So they're clearly the front runners this offseason right now. But that said, none of these guys guarantee anything. I mean, the Texas Rangers are going to need more than Correa and Seager. I mean, more than Semien and Seager. So, I mean, they brought Jon Gray and they got some other guys. And they're still paying Rougned Odor's $13 million salary for next year, too. So, the Yankees are not. But I expect the Yankees to make some moves, and we're all frustrated with the direction. I mean, the lack of action. So we're all in the same boat. We really don't know what's going on. They're very tight-lipped about everything, and we're trying to be as patient as possible. But just keep that other piece in mind, that the big teams haven't really done anything yet. It's the small to medium teams, and some of the big market teams that haven't been that successful are the ones being super active. So there are things that are going to happen. We just don't. I guess most of the activity on the Yankees' land is probably going to happen after potential lockout via trade. But a lot of these guys are not going to be signed before the lockout either. But things are going to get crazy afterward, however the lockout is. And I don't think the lockout should be very long. With all the money that's been thrown around right now, they'd be stupid to have an extended lockout. So it would be ridiculous. They're already exploiting the system on both sides. It's just the billionaires versus the uber billionaires. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, but it is what it is. So I'll keep you guys filled in. Talk to you next time.